Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And guys, what a green and bullish day that we had today. Unfortunately, the bears could not show follow through yesterday. Uncle Charles mentioned that I was bear biased below 409.3 with a combination of the double top at around 412 level, and we had some bearish news about the Feds talking about a mild recession. But despite all of that, some way, somehow, the bulls found a way to bounce back up. Okay, so if you guys were swinging shorts yesterday, I pray that you guys were able to cut a loss. All right, going to my Discord here. Uncle put right here. I write a whole paragraph and thoughts about for the day and plan for the day. I wrote here, bottom line is, until SPY and VIX break out of their range, my sentiment is neutral. So many non-profitable retail traders out there are either bear biased or bull biased. Important we don't copy their tendencies and let the price action be our bias. That's a sheep style trading right there. Bah! Anyways, I write the bull case scenario and I write the bear case scenario. All right? Bear case scenario, as long as price was below 409.3. All right? Bull case scenario, I wrote right here. Bull case starts on the recapture of 409.3. It must clear 410.25 to put 412 in play. Above 412, I am bull biased with 413.5 in play and higher price levels. All right? These were not predictions. These were just plans of reactions based on what the price was going to do. So we go to my 15-minute chart here. You guys can see the orange line was my 409.3 level right there. That is where I entered calls. And yes, I posted my gains in my Discord to show everybody in case anyone cared. But the point is, I tell you guys every day, be unbiased, follow the price action. We long breakouts of resistance. We short breakdowns of support. As you guys can see, breakout of a resistance and boom, it cleared the next target around 410 to 410.25 zone. That's the white zone right there. If I move the arrow, you guys can see as we cleared it, after we cleared it, the price pulled back a little bit and back tested the breakout zone as a support. Okay, a resistance zone reversed its role, okay, and changed to a support zone. All right. We see that buying pressure. We saw that buyers were accepting this level as a support. So boom, that's a bullish price action. And it bounced all the way up. If you played and follow Uncle Charles's analysis and played it unbiasedly, sheep style, you should have had a green day. Hopefully. However, if you played it biasly and you were bearish and you kept trying to call a top, obviously it did not work. And I'm pretty sure in past experiences, you guys seen that it did not work. So the best thing I can say to you is find a way to break those bad habits. What I say you can try to do is every time you do a bad habit where you try to call a top, call a bottom, try to predict, take profits too early, not respect your stop loss, do push-ups. Okay, every time you make a mistake, do like 15 to 20 push-ups. If you can only do 10, then do 10. But the point is, you got to feel that pain, all right? You got to train your brain that every time you make a bad decision, there's going to be pain. You got to train it. That's the best thing I could say, all right? Because it's up to you. You can learn all the strategies and stuff, but you got to have the discipline to carry it out, to follow the plan, all right? So, yes, I was bear biased as long as below 409.3, but when we recaptured it, I'm just going to react. This is what sheep traders do. We react to the price action. We long breakout of resistance. We short breakdowns of support. Now, going to the daily chart here, okay? You guys look into my pink trend lines here, okay? We was in a chop. And we're still within this rising channel, all right? Today, we got a breakout. So, yesterday, bears could not show follow through. The question is, can bulls show follow through, all right? So, as long as above 412, as long as SPY is above 412, stay bullish on it, okay? Stay bullish on SPY as long as above 412. 413.5 needs to clear to put 415, 417, 418.3 and top of the rising channel around 420.6s in play. Okay, stay bullish as long as above 412. All right, now the best time to turn bearish is if we get the false breakout. All right, that means it needs to break back below 412. The best time, usually when a rally ends is the start. It starts with a false breakout setup. Okay, it's not a 100% thing, but if you're gonna take a trade and try to, instead of calling a top, try to take a setup where probability is in your favor. All right, so wait for a break of support. Wait for a false breakout. If one break of support is not enough, wait for 2 breaks of support so that you can really see that bears got momentum here. All right, so let's keep this simple, guys. Above 412, stay bullish. All right, with 413.5, 415, 417, 418.3, and 420.6 is in play. Below 412, get back to bearish. Look to short. That's when you want to look to short with 410.25, and the support of the rising channel is now at 408. Guys, at this point, I think it's much safer to get bearish when we finally get the break of this rising channel. That's just my opinion, all right? I think it's much safer to get bearish when we finally break this rising channel, all right? So get bearish if SPY breaks down 408, all right? Breakdown of 408, we'll put 406 back in play with 404. I think we got a gap all the way down to 41.5-ish. 399.5. There's another gap all the way down to 395.8-ish too as well, guys. All right, so let's keep this simple. As long as SPY is above 412, stay bullish. If SPY breaks below 412, get bearish. All right, triple Q, you guys can see here, we had a bunch of around this area, around 318 or 319 zone. All right, we had a bunch of selling pressure. All right, candles are just stacked side by side, but we finally got a break above it. So in my opinion, stay bullish as long as above 318.5 with 321 in play, and a gap fill around 323 with 326.5 above that. Okay, if it breaks back below 318.5, that could possibly be a false breakout. 317.4-ish with 315.5 and 313 would be back in play, guys. All right, remember, I'm telling you guys these levels and plans so that you can react in real time. There's a lot of YouTubers and Twitter people, gurus, right, that's making these false promises saying if you just follow them, you're gonna make a lot of money, or SPY is gonna drop by this day, or SPY is gonna go up on this day, with all this BS and bias, false promise making people out there. Okay, Uncle Charters don't make these false promises. I give you the levels and setup, and I encourage you guys to trade unbiasedly and just follow the levels, and I give you my trading plan. That's what I do for my channel. All right, so as long as above 318.5, all right, 321 is in play with 3 gap fill at 323, and then 326.5 is above. Look to short below 318.5 with 317.5, 315.5, and 313.2-ish in play. All right, look to react, guys. Look to react. And here is IWM, got back above 176.5. So we also got that false breakdown setup. To show fall through, it needs to clear 179. If IWM clears 179, 181 is in play with 182 above. Okay, look to long above 179. The best time to short is breakdown of 176.5 at 174.3 and 172.5 back in play. Okay, short the breakdowns of support. Stop calling a top. Stop letting your bias get to you. Trust Uncle Charters. I'm trying to steer you in the right direction. Please trust me, or not, up to you. Tesla here, it broke down that 38.2 fib level yesterday at 184.4. Managed to recapture it as well. All right, so if we want to get bearish on Tesla again, is when it breaks, if it breaks below 184.4, target 182, 180, 178, and 176 critical level in play. Okay, if Tesla manages to stay above 184.4, it's much better to stay bullish. The 187, 190.3, and the 50 DMA at 192.5 is back in play, guys. Long breakouts of resistance, short breakdowns of support. Here is Apple. false breakdown setup. Okay, it managed to open at 161.6 this morning. It cleared the 162 resistance level intraday, and it did not look back, clearing 163.5 and hitting 165.5 to end the day. Okay, if it clears 165.5 tomorrow, 170 with 170. Excuse me. I'm sorry. If it clears 165.5 tomorrow, 167 and 170 is in play. All right. Best time to turn bearish is when we break down a support. So starting with 163.5, 162 support levels, you can look to short if those support fails, putting back 160.5 in play. Now remember, this purple trend line, since 2023 began, Apple has been riding up this purple trend line. So it's much safer to assume that bulls are in control as long as Apple stays above this trend line. Okay, best time to turn bearish is if we break down this trend line, which for tomorrow, breakdown level would be at 159.6. All right, DXY finally hit the low back in February, 100.8ish. Okay, if it's gonna be a double bottom, we need to clear some resistance. Okay, so if it bounced from 100.8, it needs to clear resistance at 101.9 to put 102.3 and 103 back in play. All right, if it breaks down 100.8, then the next support I have is 100.2 and possibly a bigger sell off to 98.3. Okay, and here is the VIX. Finally, for it feels like it's been so long. Like, what has it been, 2-3 weeks? Finally, VIX broke out the chop range. Okay, as long as VIX is below 18.5, stay bearish on the VIX. 17 and 15.6 are in play. Okay, best time to turn bullish. Best time to turn bullish is if the VIX recapture 18.5, which could be possible. And if VIX recapture 18.5, look to long, buy some calls, whatever, up to you. But all I'm saying is, as long as below 18.5, VIX is in breakdown mode and we can see more downside. Okay, now let's look at dark pools. All right, Uncle's gonna add a little bit more stuff in the dark pools with the dark pools. Okay, these are orders that the institution makes. All right, now a common question people like to ask is, Uncle, were they buys or were they sells? They were both, guys. In order for someone to buy, someone has to sell. In order for someone to sell, someone has to buy. Now, how do I use these dark pools? Well, I look at it. I mostly don't really care about any orders that are below $1 billion. Okay, if the order is above $1 billion, like we had an order around 407.99. Okay, these are shares over 5.8 million in shares, 2.4 billion in premium. So that sticks out to me. And what does that tell me? That tells me there was liquidity, big liquidity moving in the market. And the pivot level was at 407.99. So for me, it doesn't matter if it was a buy or sell, because it is a buy. It's both a buy and a sell. But what's most important to me is that I know that there is liquidity right now. And when there is liquidity, we can expect a big move. All right? So the way I trade it, if it's above, like for example, the pivot level was at 407.99. That's where all the buying and selling was happening, right? So if it's above, I'm bullish. If price is below it, I'm bearish. Does that make sense, guys? I combined the dark pool with price action. Okay, so I hope this info you guys found useful. 2.4 billion in premium activity at the full 7.99 level. And as of right now, SPY bounced up. We'll see what the dark pool orders will show us tomorrow. I'll definitely share with you guys again if you guys find value in this video. So if I get like 150 likes in this video, I'll do the dark pool orders again, okay? Now let's go to the option flow. All right, I'll go to SPY, filter for 500K premiums or above. 78% are in puts, okay? Nothing that really sticks out, but majority puts for SPY there, okay? Here's QQQ, 57% in the calls. Nothing that really sticks out. The one with the big size is a block order for 325 strike price, okay, for April 21st. But it's a block order, not that very aggressive. IWM, 91% in puts. If you guys watched yesterday's video when I covered IWM, IWM had a bunch of ridiculous orders, all block orders, but they were ridiculous orders, like in the money puts and all that happy stuff. You know, when I see orders like that, it was like 20, 30, 50 million dollars in premium, big time like that. That's when like I said, a big move is probably on the way. So we're not seeing that again with IWM. So I wish we did, because that means more volatility. But let's go to Apple. All right, 100% in calls for Apple, but not much. It was only over 856 contracts. That doesn't really stick out to me. Tesla, 64% in the calls. Okay, 64% in the calls. We did get a lot of block orders with puts in them. Look at these. This is what I was talking about with IWM, and we're getting a little bit with Tesla here. These are 366.6 strike price puts for September 15th. All right, they entered around 186. Okay, so it's not a lot of these orders, but when I see a lot of big orders like that, like this one, 79.2 million in premium, 450 strike price, January 19. When I see a lot of that, I expect a big move, but we didn't see a lot of it with Tesla as well. So I'll maybe not, we won't get a big move, but when we get a lot, usually there's a big move. VIX, 100% into calls. All right. So there you have it, guys. Hope you guys found value in this video. I'm really sorry to the bears. You know what I mean? I hope you guys were able to cut loss. I don't like to see my fellow retail traders lose. It tears me apart sometimes when I see and hear about these things, because I'm really trying to make the difference, but it's really hard. But at the end of the day, you know, I just thank you guys so much for showing up again, clicking on Uncle's video, and hitting that like button and subscribing if you're not subscribed. That means a lot. And you know, and if you want, you know, if you want more content from me, please consider joining my Discord. As I always say, I would love to serve you guys at a higher level, and we'll be able to communicate throughout the day and stuff like that. All right, so have a great day. Peace.